Hey everybody, this is Caesar with Small Engine Velocity, and welcome to a Brother Ruckus update. I don't know if you've been watching any of the Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, but my brother's been making a rear frame custom for a while, and he went a different route. He actually built his own rear frame, 100%. Everything from the front frame back is all custom made. So if you've ever been wondering what would it be like to just completely design an entire rear frame for your bike, well, this is the video for you. So stay tuned. Not stay tuned, like I'm coming back later on. All right, well anyways, here's my brother kind of going over it. Now keep in mind this was recorded like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, so there's actually even more after this. So please subscribe to the channel, give this video a like if you like it at the end, if you want to see more on this particular subject. Here we go.
Hey guys, welcome to Small Engine Velocity. Just kind of give you an update here. I know that Caesar had been asking me about what was going on with the build. I mean, he knows what's going on in my garage, but this is the frame that we were using before. We were going to go ahead and mount it up with the GY6, and we bought this kit and put it on here. Now, nothing wrong with the kit. I like the kit, but when it comes to being someone newer in welding like me, let's just say I actually have a little bit of experience, you know, just throughout time. But when it comes to welding things like this, there's just a lot of different angles and different, you know, little tricks that you have to do to be able to get this put on here right. Now, I would have to say that this is more of a kit for someone who is a little bit more skilled in welding and also understanding all the angles. One of the big things that I had an issue with was these tabs here. If you can see, so I'm actually going to be putting this for sale here, but I am going to fix all the different issues that are going on with it. First of all, this here, if you can notice, these tabs are welded, and just because the angle, if you see the angle of this versus this one right here, you can see that it's just a little bit off. I need to fix that, but that little angle there, I mean, that just tells you how much angles make a difference in like the positioning of your rear wheel. My rear wheel was just offset by just a little bit. So it was enough that it'd be very irritating to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to recut a couple of these tabs here. Actually, I may just kind of make it a little bit more like mine. And then I'm going to go ahead and straighten that out so it'll be right for whoever wants to buy this one here. You know, you guys can just kind of sand it down, touch it up a little bit. But for the most part, this is going to be pretty close to just throwing a GY6 on here and wiring it all up. Other things, you know, I looked at it, and being one of those people who like to make things and design things, it was just, I don't know, it looked too choppy to me, you know. It looked like there were so many different pieces, like this right here, you know, it just didn't look like it was meant to be this way. I do know that online there are some custom frames where they put some brackets down here and just do different things. But I was wanting to come up with something a little bit more, you know, bolt on. Okay, start out with a rear frame that will be able to basically fix any type of motor that you want to on there, or at least a little bit more broad range of motors that you want to use. So when I decided that I was going to go ahead and move away from this, I think you guys may have seen a little bit of information. Let's go over here. All right, I think you guys have seen pictures or things like that Caesar's posted, but we decided to go with and this is with Caesar's help because he understands and knows more about the motors, or you know, than I do. But we decided to go with a frame here that would be a little bit more like universal. So I could actually use different platforms. Things that we were thinking about, of course, you could make it, you know, you could put what is the Yamaha, what is it, the
Zuma?
The Zuma, I mean, you could put a Zuma engine in here. We're thinking, we have a couple ideas that are coming up, that may be coming up here. A PCX, that's actually going to be really easy to be able to mount that on here. And also possibility of something that has to deal with batteries. So, but the thing is, now that we were able to custom bend this main part right here, this leaves it open for anything underneath here. This frame right here is strong enough to handle all the weight that we need to. I mean, this is, if you can look over here and you focus on that, I mean, we're talking about 0.12, you know, steel right here. And it's tough to bend. I think he has a picture of my pipe bender, but this thing can handle a lot of weight. If you look down here, we also made it kind of like the stock mounting point for the front frame. So this thing here will be able to handle that. So basically what all we had to do was figure out how to fit, you know, different types of platforms on here. So we're starting off with the GY6. So when this is finished, the plans are to be able to produce more of these. I've kept all the information that I've had to be able to bend all this. So I'm actually thinking about, you know, possibly producing this after we've tested out and make sure that it's safe for the road. But this is going to be basically plug and play with the GY6, other than you're going to have to run your own wiring and all that. So, you know, basically you just get a GY6, hook it up here, hook it up to your all your electronics, and you're pretty much good to go. Of course, you may have to purchase you will have to purchase your own shock. And I'm going to make it for this right here, for this YSS shock. Can you see that right there? Yep. So it's going to be based off of this shock here. So this is, I mean, it's a really good shock. So I just wanted to make sure that we had a sturdy enough suspension to be able to handle this.
So it's center mount. It ends up being a little close to center mount.
Close to center mount. It could be center mount if I wanted to. I could change this right here, this support here, but I wanted to keep that there just to make the frame a little bit more rigid. I also added, so now I've finally been able to make my own mount here for the motor. And what I did is I actually gave it a little bit of adjustability depending on what your setup is. It can actually travel to the left or the right just to make sure that you get the correct spacing for it. So it's going to be made like that.
There's a little bit of wiggle room in there.
Yeah.
I like the way that looks.
So right now, just being held on with clamps. I just finished this. I just finished the bracket today. It's only tack welded. So plan is next time you see this video, it's going to be welded on. I'm going to have all the joints welded. And the only thing I'm waiting for, it's on back order, is my 1-inch tube bend die. And so once I get that, then I can finish up the rear, and I'm hoping to have this thing up and running within the next month.
What's neat is this piece right here, he can cut in different lengths. He can cut it shorter in, further out, and, you know, fit whatever motor needs to fit underneath here. And then with the way it's open in the front, you could probably fit different kinds of motors. I mean, there's all sorts of room on here.
There's probably enough space here that maybe one day we could get something where you can fit like a little tank here or something.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. A gravity-fed tank. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But what's neat, like say the PCX actually has 2 mount points on the front of the engine or the motor. And so I could just custom make a mount here to help hold it. And all you had to do is be able to figure out how to mount the shock. That would be cool because that's fuel injected. Ooh. There's a lot of new replacement parts I'm going to be putting on this. I just didn't want to put anything nice on it right now while I'm keep on having to take it off and put it back on and take it off.
All right. Sounds good.
So look forward to a couple more updates, and hopefully we'll get this thing up running soon.
Yeah. I mean, you've been working on it every day, practically, so I don't imagine it wouldn't be done soon.
Just whenever I get free time.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys.